Everyone comes to Vegas looking for something. 134 poker players came to Bally's casino looking for a championship. But most of them now find themselves back on the strip.
Oh my God.
We're down to just 18 players, but among them are some of the best in the game. The reigning world champion.
In this event, people are playing to bust me.
A former world champ. And a two-time bracelet winner who's short on chips.
I really want to come back and double up and triple up and win this.
New characters have emerged, including a brash youngster looking for respect.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to play my cards. I'm going to play my game.
Raise or fold.
They're all chasing one man.
Hurts.
Wow.
Former circuit champion and current chip leader, Doug Lee.
A win would definitely prove to everybody that I was no fluke.
One option?
The battle for respect.
Right on.
The battle for the title. The battle for the riches.
Yeah!
Rages on.
Give me an 8.
Welcome to the World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. At this Bally's Casino Circuit event, Joseph Hachem, the 2005 main event champ, is still alive and making a run at the final table. And the 17 other remaining players are doing likewise, each with the ultimate goal of capturing the circuit championship and $450,000.
Hello, everybody. He's Norman Chad. I'm Lon McCarran. And Norman, for all the big names we have in the field, and they don't get much bigger than Joseph Hachem, Scotty Nguyen, and Jennifer Harman, it has been some of the no names that are making the most noise.
Well, there's young Ricky Zillum, the so-called river maker, who came to Las Vegas with $1,700 in his pocket and now hopes to walk away with $450,000. And speaking of luck, everybody is chasing chip leader Doug Lee, who hopes to ride a wave of good fortune to a second circuit title.
And there is Doug Lee at our featured table. He calls himself the Canadian Super Bomber. He is from Calgary and quite aggressive at times.
And there is the river maker, Ricky Zillum. He talks the talk. Now we'll see if he can walk the walk. And there's a guy who's been talking and walking pretty good for a long time. Scotty Nguyen, 4 World Series bracelets.
Jennifer Harman is here as well, one of the best in the game, but the only woman left in the tournament. She is a little short on chips.
I think I'm going to slide into 9th place with about 6,000.
With that many chips, Jen is nowhere near our leaderboard. Here are the top 10 on the Castrol chip count. Doug Lee is in first place. Ricky Zillum in third. Only the final 9 will get paid. Min Lai is at our featured table, a self-taught player who started playing poker at the Horseshoe in 1989, the year Phil Hellmuth won there. On Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam, he's got pocket 10s.
At the 2005 World Series, Min was runner-up to his good friend Doral Brunson when Doral won his 10th bracelet.
4,200 is the raise from Min Lai with those 10s. Jen Harman kicks it in over to Keto Pham from Dallas, Texas. He owns Smiley Dentist. Dentist practices in Dallas.
Keto likes to talk at the table a lot, put his opponents on tilt.
7-5 of spades. He's in the hand over to Ricky Zillum, Jack 10 of hearts.
How is my man Ricky Zillum not going to play Jack 10 suited?
22-year-old senior at Texas Tech University.
What about that?
Oh, is that supposed to go in too?
Yes.
That's for the flop.
That's for the flop.
That's for the flop.
Okay. You heard that, man? That's for the flop. Check to him.
That's for the flop.
That's for the flop. So 3 of the big stacks mixing it up as we go to the flop. And here we go. It's 8, 4, 6. Fam's got to love that with the straight.
If this were a bingo hall, Keto would yell out, bingo, right now. And Min Lai's got still a pocket 10s, and there is trouble brewing at OK Corral. Lonnie's betting.
8,200 chips with those 10s.
Well, understandably, he's got an overpair to the board and thinks his 10s are good.
Now Pham next to act. Under the scrutiny of Ricky Zillum, and he will make the call.
Ricky knows Keto's left ear often twitches when he flops a straight, but Keto's covering it up. And Ricky wants to play. He came to play, but he doesn't think he can play.
Boy, this guy hates to fold, and indeed, though, he does. Pham will have a big advantage now going heads up to the turn against Lai. 5 of hearts, no help to Min Lai.
And that puts a straight possibility out there big time, and that slows Min down.
Keto and slow down, I don't think will ever be heard in the same sentence.
Keto just smooth called when he flopped the straight. Let's see what he does here on the turn.
Yeah, he's going to come out big, 35,000 chips.
Well, he's overbet the pot a bit, making it look like almost he's trying to steal it. Let's see if Min bites.
Min folds under the pressure of the big bet, and Keto Fam takes down the pot. Min Lai gives up some important chips.
Well, I want it all, you know.
Keto with a very aggressive style, like Doug Lee, like Ricky Zillum. A lot of aggressors at this table.
All right, let's move from this aggressive featured table to the outer table, where the remaining players are in action. Joseph Hachem fighting for a spot at the final table. A little bit short on chips, and this hand, Hachem will sit out.
He has not had a hair out of place, though, playing some solid poker.
And there is the youngest player in this tournament, 22-year-old Stephen Hudak. He's got Queen 10. He has moved all in. John Smith will not make the call. Then we see Hoyt Corkins in the big blind. It's 8,200 chips to him. That was the size of Hudak's all in.
And what's not to like about that kid across the table? Well-mannered, soft-spoken, and a University of Maryland education.
I just got a draw in hand, but I want to gamble. Okay, there you go.
Corkins says he is going to gamble with Hudak and will make the call.
I like Hoyt, but I don't like him messing with my fellow Terp.
Now here comes the flop. It's ace, queen, king. The flop works for both, but Hudak scores biggest with a pair of queens.
Yeah, both pick up a straight draw, but Hudak in good shape to stay alive.
Corkins is going to need some help here on the turn and river if he wants to knock off the kid, and he gets some help. Couple of nines now, but still behind is Corkins.
Corkins now with some outs against Hudak. It's going to be okay, kid. Stick with me. A 9 or 10 knocks you out, but it's not going to happen.
River card is a king, and Stephen Hudak wins the pot, and he's still in this tournament.
Nice shirt. Hey, go back to Alabama, Hoyt. We're from Maryland, and we're proud.
So the youngest player in the tournament found a way to stick around, caught the Alabama Cowboy in a generous gambling mood.
I'd rather be lucky than good. Yep.
Well, Hoyt Corkins will have to settle for good at the moment.
The 2006 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, brewed for a man's taste, Miller Brewing Company, and in part by Harris Entertainment, home of the world's richest poker tournament. The World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light.
Welcome back. Checking in once again with 2005 main event world champion Joseph Hachem. We find that the Aussies has been a bit unlucky lately as chip stack has shrunk down to about 20,000. Got some makeup work to do in a hand with John Smith, a California highway contractor. Hachem, pre-flop, bets 5,000. And he gets Smith to fold, and Hachem takes the pot.
Call the police. Pass the sugar. Let's go.
That was
boys.
a pretty weak Aussie, oi, oi, oi. I think those people were from, like, Nebraska.
Unbelievable.
Bit of a sarcastic celebration from Joseph Hachem. I bet the fans would love to see him at that final table. Now let's move back to our featured table. Ricky Zillum folds.
And how has this guy become a familiar face in poker line? He's Doug Lee. Nice guy, but I'm always surprised to see him this deep in a tournament.
He became a full-time poker pro after he won at the Rio Circuit event. He's got ace-king now and raises it up 5 yellow chips, 1,000 each. Over to Dave Matthew, a Canadian resident like Doug Lee. Lives in Toronto. Matthew with queen 9 of clubs.
Come on in. That's with the big stack.
Beckoning invitation from Lee. Matthew with the call.
Made a sale.
Indeed. Jen Harman folds, still card dead. Keto Fam now.
He usually doesn't have to be encouraged to come in.
Indeed.
He plays cards from every angle, which makes him dangerous.
Jack 7 in the big blind. And Keno is going to raise it up from the big blind with Jack 7 to 20,000 chips.
That's an unorthodox move, but Keto's got a lot of bluff and bluster.
What you got left there, Keto? Does he have half of what I have?
More.
I got 235.
I got him covered.
Everybody got me covered.
I don't.
Yeah, true.
I can't see Doug Lee laying down the ace-king.
He's not worried about me.
Wow. Keto with some respect from Doug Lee.
I'm surprised we saw Doug Lee come in with a bunch of weaker hands earlier in this Bally's tournament.
You want me to call?
You want to go home?
That's a good answer. Fam telling Matthew maybe to pick another spot another time.
All right. Not ready to go home yet.
With the worst cards, Keto forced them both out.
What a nice bluff.
The hand that I just folded, I won't do it on the final table.
If you make it there. If you make it there.
That's like friendly trash talk, Lon. It doesn't have that Mike Matiso lilt to it.
I feel heat, baby. I feel heat.
As we get closer to the final table, tension's building a bit.
Keto Pham, quite the unpredictable player, but his style of play was forged from experiences he faced many years ago.
The way I play is very aggressive, crazy, unpredictable. And I have a story behind that. When we first came over here, me and my two brothers and my mom tried to escape from Vietnam. We all have to go to the jungle, and we got chased by, the Viet Cong, and they shoot at us. So from that on, I figure I have a free roll in my life. So if I have to put all my money on a flush draw or a straight draw, if I have to do it, I will do it. I love to put pressure on people.
Put all your chip in, we run it twice.
I like to put people on steam. I put them on tilt. I just want to make it sweat. To me, when I play poker, I will play to win.
You drawn dead. I got 4-6.
I'm not trying to play to make it second or third. I want to win it.
Keto's poker friends in Dallas have nicknamed him Free Roll, and we have seen from his loose style of play, he has earned it.
Action continuing here at Bally's Casino. We'll play until we get our final table roster of 9. Keto Pham now to act. 6 deuce of hearts. Keto looking for action, and he is going to make the action. He raises it to 7,000 from middle position.
You see him again. Any 2 cards, anytime, anywhere.
Next in line, Ricky Zillum, pocket queens.
Ricky's self-taught and self-confident.
And he'll make the call. The man they call River Maker, for the luck he's been finding here at Bally's on the river. Over to Scotty Nguyen with ace-5 of hearts. The 98 main event champ folds, as does Lee Watkinson. And so Pham and Zillum going to the flop. Zillum's queens are best. The flop 10, Jack 4, 2 hearts. Zillum's queens still good.
Pham picks up the flush draw.
Pham will check. Surprise from Zillum.
I don't understand why that check would get a neck turner from Ricky.
Ricky's going to come out with 20,000. A Pham with just 6 deuce, but 4 hearts. And he is going to re-raise to 60,000 on the draw.
Keto capable of check raising just on a draw.
What does he know that nobody else knows at this point?
Well, he knows if Ricky has a weak hand, he might drive Ricky out right now.
I'm all in.
Oh, Ricky's not going anywhere. All in. This has escalated quickly.
Ricky making the right move. He's saying you may have a flush draw, you may have a straight draw, but I've got the best hand right now. And Ricky willing to wager all his chips on it.
So now the pressure put back on Keto.
I thought we were being friendly at first.
We are friendly.
This is friendly?
It's poker.
All right, well, I'll be friendly. Fold and I'll show you.
No.
No?
No.
Keto's aggressive, but can he really make this call? He's just got a draw, and he's got no high cards to back him up.
I know if I want to win, I have to draw out.
He's trying to talk himself into a call.
To win the tournament, I have to draw out.
Ricky can't believe that Keto's thinking about calling on a draw.
I play to win. I call.
Wow.
He's saying one of us is going down.
Good luck to you, son.
I got flush draw.
Zillum with the queens.
I got flush draw.
I have ace-5 hard, baby.
Indeed, Scotty would have had the real flush draw.
Wow.
Give it right, dealer. Let's go.
That means 7 of the hearts are gone. Pham needs a heart to get the flush.
Ricky's tournament life at stake.
Coming on the flush draw, Keto. Come on. Pitch out.
Turn card now. 3 of diamonds. Zillum still good with those queens.
Pham now has picked up a straight draw in addition to the flush draw.
Spade. Ace of spades.
Keto can knock out Ricky Zillum with a heart or a 5 on the river.
Ace of spades.
And now the river card. It's a heart! Fam scores the knockout with a heart flush on the river.
To win a tournament, you have to do it, baby.
And with that gamble, Keto Fam suddenly becomes our chip leader.
Ricky Zillum looks like he's about to cry.
Earlier in the tournament, Max Pescatori had called Ricky the River Maker. This time, the river makes Ricky go home.
You call me on a 6 high draw, bro. That's dirty.
I respect that.
Queen high, no problems. You call me on a 6 high draw. That's a lack of respect, man.
I understand Zillum's frustration to a point, but we've seen Keto Fam to accumulate chips is willing to take the risk.
You see, baby, you see what happened with his nickname, River? That's a bad nickname, baby, for River.
Oh, I don't like nicknames.
Not River, baby.
Well, the Prince of Poker's got a pretty good point, but our new chip leader, Keto Fam, dished out a hard lesson to young Ricky Zillum.
Just going out here trying to do my best. I need a minute. I can't talk right now. I just got called by a 6 high flush draw.
The World Series of Poker Circuit made a stop at America's favorite playground, Atlantic City, New Jersey, and the Harris Hotel and Casino. 124 players came, and all the big names went home early, including veteran Sam Grizzle, who went out on the bubble.
Best players always on the rail.
The final 9 were a field of new faces playing for over $1.2 million in cash in the coveted World Series of Poker Circuit Championship ring.
Gotta gamble. Here we go.
After a quiet start,
send a little heat down this way. I'm freezing.
Abraham Karatke, a building developer from Delaware, started making some noise.
Come on, baby. Double up. Yeah. Now we can play some poker, y'all.
Having been playing for only 9 months, Karatke played like a seasoned vet and poured it on at the finish, steamrolling the final 3 players and earning the title of circuit champion.
I did it. I did it.
That's becoming a common sight. First-time winner on the World Series of Poker Circuit. Here at the Bally Circuit event, Keto Fam is top dog. Doug Lee in second now. Joseph Hachem, though, on the board with $38,000. Only 9 to the final table. Only 9 make it in the money. And there is Keto Fam, our top dog. And Ricky Zillum still looking like he's hurting, sitting on the rail now. But let's go to the outer table where the other players are mixing it up. Max Pescatori is at this table. He holds a Jack-10 of diamonds against the former chip leader, Raed Abukar-Toumi. He's got a King-10 of clubs. These two are going heads up to the flop. And the flop is 7, 9, 10. Both pair their 10. Max also picked up an inside straight draw.
But Raed has the better kicker with his pair of 10s.
I'm on it.
Max Pescatori moves all in. 28,500. Max learned the finer points of the game from Jennifer Harman. And look at this. Raed is going to call. Max Pescatori's tournament life is going to be at risk now. Abukar-Toumi is the former chip leader. He's got a chance to pick up all of Pescatori's chips here.
And Pescatori removes the eyewear and sees the bleak sight in front of him. The Italian pirate in danger of going out of here.
And now king's up for Abukar-Toumi.
Queen or eight?
Indeed, Pescatori now with a double gut shot straight draw.
And a straight indeed would be Pescatori's only hope to stay alive. You see, he's worried he should be. Only a queen or 8 will keep him playing another hand.
Now the river card. Oh, he got the queen!
Oh, no!
Yes! Oh, boy, what a board for Pescatori. A king high straight, and he doubles up.
Who's the river maker now?
Indeed.
It's like Hoyt said a while ago, Max would rather be lucky than good.
I think Max figured he was out of here, too. But he got the cards he needed, and he's still in this thing. All right, back now at our featured table. The blinds at 1,000, 2,000 with a 300 chip ante. Doug Lee trying to regain the chip leadership from Keto Fam. I'm not sure 5-3 offsuit will do it.
Doug wore the same lucky shirt all 4 days he won the Rio Circuit tournament. I don't know what his laundry situation is here.
7,000 chips with that. Queens for Stan Jablonski.
Okay, put me out of my misery.
Ricky Zillum was put out of his misery with pocket queens. Stan goes all in.
Come on, baby. You can be a hero, baby.
Three-way.
And Harman's hole cards.
I could triple up.
Triple up.
I don't have that bad of a hand.
No, you can't triple up. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Indeed, Jablonski's shorter stack than Jen,
Wish
but
I
she
could
hasn't had many chips or any cards all day.
Oh. I don't even know what to do here.
Give me protection.
Tough spot for her. She doesn't love her hand, but she doesn't want to get blinded off.
And folds her queen jack.
She learned too much from me, man.
I should have called. I'm a wimp. I'm a wimp. Oh, I had queen jack. Oh, sweet.
But I feel good about this hand. Very good.
I tell you, when Doug Lee says he feels good about a hand, your hand's all but dead.
Lee shows his motley cards.
Nice hand, Doug.
I know.
Jennifer ribbing Doug Lee about that 5-3. These two have sparred several times in the past.
Quad threes.
You know, I would never surprise.
Ace, queen, right on the flop.
Oh, I don't care if Jablonski's a 4-1 favorite. He's in trouble.
Jablonski all in, and here's the flop. 7-8-3, a pair of threes for Doug Lee.
Quad threes in progress.
Oh, boy.
Queen.
Jablonski's still in command of the hand with his pocket queens.
Pair of the board, 7 or 8.
Now the turn card. Oh, it paired the board, but it's a 3. Lee with trip threes.
What did I tell you? Quads. One more.
Jablonski on life support.
Am I drawing dead? No, you still got the queen. One out. He folded a queen.
No, she folded a queen. Jennifer's a she. Doug Lee's got Jablonski all but dead now. Jablonski will need the last queen in the deck.
And now the river card. Oh, a 5, and Lee never lets up. He got a full boat on the river and knocks Jablonski out.
I told you.
Wow.
Magic hand.
Nice.
How does Doug Lee do it?
It doesn't stop.
Nice playing.
Doug Lee started with 5-3 offsuit, got trips on the turn, a full house on the river.
Jen Harman's glad she got away from that hand, but Doug Lee playing like he is still in the zone.
Like magic.
Welcome back to the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. We're at the circuit stop at Bally's Casino in Las Vegas, and at the outer table, Joseph Hachem seems to be getting well. The Aussie is raking in the chips of a recent conquest and once again climbing up the leaderboard.
And if you're looking for holes in Hashem's game, you can't find them yet, Lon.
We have 14 players left. We will play this session until we get the 9 who will make it to the final table. There's Jen Harman with a jack and with a king of hearts.
All in.
And all in with her final 18,600 for this double bracelet winner from the World Series. And over to Doug Lee. Pocket sevens.
18-5. 18-6.
We have company.
I don't care.
18,600.
He can double me up.
I call.
He can't knock me out of every tournament.
Actually, it looks like he can.
Indeed, he's done it twice already. One gave him the Rio Circuit Championship. So Jen Harman in harm's way. Her husband, Marco Traniello, will watch this coin flip between Jen and Doug.
I said earlier that you were going to double me up.
And Doug's thinking, well, but I also could take you out.
Indeed. And to the flop we go. It is deuce, queen, king, kings for Harman and the advantage.
And not much there for Lee.
Clubs and sevens.
No, I'm not rooting for any of that. I'm rooting for, like, the ace of hearts.
If Doug doesn't get you on the flop, we've seen him get you on the turn or river. So here we go with the turn card. Harman in command. And the turn is a 5 of hearts. Harman survives so far, but she's got to live through one more card.
Can I catch the 7 that you did
Huh?
in the last tournament?
No. Stop, Doug. No. I don't want to leave yet.
Harman did extend their heads-up matchup at the Rio with a river 7 against Doug Lee. Now Lee will need a 7 to knock out Jennifer.
It's a 4, a harmless 4. Jennifer Harman gets to keep her chair at this table.
Marco's happy. He hates dealing with Jennifer when she gets knocked out.
So Harman wins the joust with Lee that time, but it was about a year ago that Jen found herself heads up against Doug with the Rio Championship on the line. Doug was an unknown amateur from Canada. Jen was, as she still is, among the best players in the world. We are down to our final 2. Jennifer Harman with pocket queens
I know that she's more conservative, more solid player, so I had to be more aggressive.
That is a quick and loose call from an unsuited 10-9.
Come on.
Jennifer Harman decides to make her stand right now with the queens.
She didn't want me to call because I have the possibility of knocking her out.
I call.
It's 2 queens against a 10, so he had, what, 5 outs? So, you know, that's all I can hope for, is to get it in with the best of it and hope to double up.
If Doug Lee can find a 9 or a 10, he would be the champion.
It's a 10! Doug Lee wins it all!
I think I was in shock. When I got home, it kind of hit worse. It's like coming second in a boxing match.
I'm definitely looking forward to playing against Jennifer again. She's one of the best players in the world, and anytime you can knock her out, it's just a great feeling.
I would love to have a rematch against Doug. There's never anybody that seems to hold over me for very long. Over the long run, I end up basically beating everybody I play.
Well, Jennifer's never played me, so that statement lacks a bit of punch.
Doug Lee now trying to get back some of the chips that he just lost to Jen Harman. He's got ace 8 offsuit. He's going to raise it up to 7,000. The very active Doug Lee. Now to Jen. No thanks.
She decides not to climb into the ring with him again so soon.
Now over to Scotty Nguyen, who's been quiet. He's got ace queen now.
Mine.
And Scotty's going to push it all in.
I almost called. And I said, I got 2 crazy people behind me.
I'm crazy,
yeah,
baby.
Too. Both of you. Only in poker.
It's 35,500 more to Doug Lee.
Now, Scotty's told us that Doug has his number. He says that Doug Lee gets lucky against him.
If you're going to get lucky against someone, why not a 4-time World Series bracelet winner?
We saw Doug Lee lay down ace-king against Keto earlier.
Pocket 6s.
Come on, baby. You gotta give me more credit than that.
Pocket 7s.
Doesn't mean you have pocket 5.
He might just have 5-3. You just never know with him.
That's why I don't want to take chances against Doug. Sometimes money comes to me.
I won't call 5-3.
Well, it sounds like Scotty figures he has the best hand, but he really doesn't want Doug Lee to call.
I have king queen.
If I have king queen, you think I'm gonna do to something like that with a big stack like you?
Scotty telling him, you've got the big stack. You think I'm going to come in with rags when you can knock me out?
Big decision for Doug Lee here. He folds it.
This is your boy, right? I gonna let him look only at him.
Scotty's going to give his cards to Keto fam. What do you think, Keto?
You can tell me. He looked.
Keto shows Scotty's cards.
Nice.
King queen. Come on, baby.
Scotty Nguyen still healthy.
That's right, baby.
Welcome back to this Bally Circuit event in the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. A hand already in progress at the featured table. Doug Lee holds a pair of 7s against Dave Matthew. Matthew moved all in with ace-jack and his final 34,000 chips. 1 card is to come on the river.
Matthew needs an ace or jack to stay alive.
And the river is an 8. No help to Matthew. Doug Lee takes the pot and knocks off Dave Matthew from this Bally's Casino Circuit event. He goes away in 14th place. So 4 more to go before we have our final table of 9.
And the march to the money continues. Only the final 9 will get paid.
And Doug Lee moves a little closer to that chip leadership he gave up to Keto fam. All right, let's check in on the outer table where the youngest gun is still in the tournament. Steve Hudak, though, is getting low stacked. He's got a king 10 of clubs with a straight draw. He's in a hand against J.C. Tran, who has a pair of jacks and the lead. The turn is another 10. Hudak trails, but he's got a pair of 10s.
Pair of 10s and the straight draw. Tran, though, in command of the hand right now with the pair of jacks and his own straight draw.
And Hudak is going to push 10,200, all he's got, into the pot.
Tran calls here. Hudak's going to be in a lot of trouble.
It's been a pretty good hand to me, if it's live.
And indeed, he will call.
Give him a 9.
Hudak at risk now of being knocked out.
Well, all of his fine University of Maryland education can't help Stephen Hudak now, but my positive thinking can. 10, ace, or 9. 10, ace, or 9. 10, ace
River
or 9.
card. I got the 10.
Hey!
Trip 10s for Hudak, and he doubles up. More importantly, though, he stays in the tournament.
Start spreading the news.
Hudak knows how to keep things interesting.
And do you see how this kid acts, Lon? He doesn't high-five every bozo walking up and down the strip. He sits down and focuses on the next hand.
When he was barely 21, Steven made a bold career decision, and now he's playing pro poker.
In college, some of my friends were playing in the dorms, so I sat down and played with them, and that's how it started. After I turned 21, I went out to Vegas and played some cash games. I did really well, and I actually played in a tournament, and I won it. But I came back to school, and I'm just thinking, I just want to play poker. My results kept getting better and better, and I moved up to higher and higher games, and I realized I could support myself and make a decent income. And then all of a sudden I realized I can make more than a decent income. And then I realized I can make more than what I can make if I stayed in school. One day I woke up and I was just like, all right, I'm going to play poker. Right now I'm just trying to play bigger and make more money. All the people I play with really underestimated me. But I would think the same thing if I saw a young guy. It's just like natural.
You're going to get that young joke for a long time.
As far as I'm concerned, like there'll never be a point in my life where I couldn't learn more about poker. I'm convinced it's a complicated enough game that you could spend a whole lifetime at it and still have another lifetime to spend learning more.
Hudak, 2 semesters short of graduating, says he'll go back and get his degree. And when he's there, I'd appreciate it if he could pay off my outstanding parking tickets as well.
Pham and Lee right now fighting for the top spot in our Castrol chip count. Max Pescatore has moved up to 5th, and Hudak right there in 6th place. And unfortunately for former chip leader Raed Abu Khartoumi, finds himself out of the tournament, getting some sympathy from Doug Lee, who's taking a quick break from the featured table. Meanwhile, back at the outer table, Joseph Hachem is pondering a call. It's an all-in in front of him from the Alabama Cowboy, Hoyt Corkins, with his last 24,000 chips. Hachem with a chance to get healthier quick, decides to make the call. Hachem reveals pocket queens. Bad news to Corkins with a 10-8 offsuit.
Hoyt in a whole lot of hurt right now.
So Corkins all in and way behind. And he's making his exit.
Hoyt looks like he's trying to cut down his commute to the parking lot.
Aussie in here. This holds up.
We haven't even seen a flop yet.
I think he's untying the horse. So Hachem with his queens. Corkins 10-8 offsuit, looking from afar. Here comes the flop. 3, Jack 5. That is bad news for Corkins. He was right to move away.
I'm 100 to 1 or 1,000 to 1.
You know, I think he is 1,000 to 1 to win this hand. I'm doing the math right now.
He'll need running cards. Here's the turn. That won't do it. Hoyt is gone.
Aussie!
The Mormon Tabernacle Choir could do a better Aussie.
Indeed, that was pretty weak. So Hoyt Corkins goes out in 12th place. Joseph Hachem picks up about 30,000 more chips. That'll help. And Corkins will hit the dusty trail.
World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light.
Welcome back. 11 players remain. 2 more to go before we have our final table. John Smith with 10-9 offsuit. It's called the big blind of J.C. Tran with 8-3 of spades. So these two go to the flop. 3-8-9. Tran pairs both of his hole cards.
This guy's name is really John Smith?
So I am told.
Oh, spell it for me.
Smith raises to 4,000 with his pair of 9s. Tran paired both his hole cards, 8s and 3s now. He's going to raise 12,000 more.
We got top pair against 2 pair. Usually some action involved there.
Smith has the bigger stack.
Raise.
He says raise. He's going to use that stack now. And Smith raises another 20,000 back to Tran. Tran with the 2 pair. And he's going to push all in. Smith has been up to about 250,000 chips. Wouldn't cost him that much more to make the call.
I call.
And indeed, he does.
Are you drawing?
Smith's not drawn, but Tran's going to like his own position.
And John Smith looks a little stunned. A little sheepishly turns over his single pair of 9s.
You fold 2 10s? You fold 2 10s and you fold 2 10s, right?
I folded a 9.
And you folded 2 9s. You're drawing almost dead, John.
Thanks.
Smith's got more life than almost dead.
Tran still in the lead with his 2 pair. A king. Smith still behind.
Deuce.
JC Tran in for his tournament life. Smith can still knock him out with a king, 10 or 9.
And the river is a queen, and that does miss Smith. JC Tran remains at this table with twice the number of chips he had just moments ago. And John Smith watches as about 41,000 of his former chips become the property of JC Tran. So Tran won the hand playing 8-3. Some will say never play 8-3, but there are a lot of quirky unwritten rules in the game. We'll examine more of these do's and don'ts in this edition of The Nuts.
I think every player has to find the things that help their game. I don't eat red meat, for example, while I play.
I have one motto. Don't do anything stupid.
I'm a Buddhist, so I meditate. Lately, I've been wearing my brother's clothes.
The other thing that I like to do is unpack my bag. Anytime I don't unpack my bag the night before a tournament, I'm always out the next day. I'm gone. It's a long walk.
One ritual I've done at the World Series only is I've never shaved.
Over the years, I've always done like crossword puzzles and stuff.
No drinking or partying the night before.
If you ever see me in a game and I'm drinking, sit down with me. I'm a good value.
I used to have a regiment. Now I just get up, take my medication, and pray to God I play good that day.
Why do I get deserveless?
Max, if you're not going to eat red meat or drink, you might as well play cribbage. Come on, my man, we're going to Sizzler.
Pescatori could use a break right now, but no break until we get down to our final 9. We've got 11 on the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam. Jen Harman has Queen 9, and it doesn't take much to go all in. 10,500 more. She has moved all in.
She's had few choices all day, not much to play.
Doug Lee now 7-6 of hearts.
Only 7,500
Doug's in the big blind.
to call.
My favorite. Dub it up.
7,500 is just pocket change right now for Doug Lee. I can't imagine him not calling this.
Okay, I call.
So this is our degree all-in moment.
I don't have a very big hand, but
It's bigger than Doug Lee's. But Jennifer Harman is all in against her arch rival, Doug Lee.
all right, I'm going to win this hand. I'm sorry, Doug. You have lots
I
of
like
chips.
to come from behind. So.
That's the understatement of the millennium.
All right, now to the flop. And Doug Lee gets a pair of 6s.
It's not over.
It's not over, but he's come from behind.
Yeah.
Jennifer needs help.
Doug Lee in position to knock Jen Harman out of another tournament. And the turn is a 9. Harman grabs the lead back.
It's still not over. Queen's coming on the river.
Her husband, Marco Traniello, still pacing nervously.
You'll crush my dreams.
Oh, man. You already got your dream.
I do? Nuh-uh.
You're already living a dream.
Sure, Marco's your dream. How quickly they forget. Lee can still crush Harman with a 7 or a 6.
And a 7! Jennifer Harman is gone.
All right.
Doug Lee earns the degree check mark.
Hey, guys.
Jennifer Harman out in 11th place. Knocked out by Doug Lee again.
Sorry, Dad.
No,
You're the best.
I'm not hugging you.
Just the
You
hat
get
trick.
luck on me all the time.
No money for 11th place, and Jen Harman, well, she's got to give him some love.
The sweetest girl.
Oh, that's wrong. No guy could get away with that.
Doug's got to restack his chips. At least he has chips to restack.
He indeed is our chip leader at this point in the tournament, and Jennifer Harman will make her exit after being eliminated by Doug Lee for the 3rd time in a year.
The Degree All-In Moment is brought to you by Degree for Men. Protects men who take risks. The 2006 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, brewed for a man's taste, Miller Brewing Company, and in part by Harris Entertainment, home of the world's richest poker tournament.
Welcome back to the World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. The 10 remaining players in this tournament are now at our featured table. Only 9 will make it to the final table. Only 9 will get paid. Doug Lee is our chip leader.
And there is Joseph Hachem, third in chips at the moment. I got to tell you, he just has the look of a world champion these days. And there's our other former World Series of Poker main event champion, Scotty Nguyen, still alive.
Max Pescatore has the most work to do right now. He is short stacked at this feature table.
He 12, man. I bet you he 12 years old.
No bet.
Giving the business to Stephen Hudak.
Over under at 17.
Okay, pick on my boy now. We'll see who's going to have so many chips. He's going to have to open up a chip store.
Hudak does not look like he's enjoying it as much as Scotty Nguyen. Joseph Hachem now, ace-9 of clubs, and a toothpick.
All right.
Joe, why don't we try get along, baby?
We always get along. We're always getting along, man. I get along with everybody.
A raise of 12,000 from Hachem to Min Lai. Couple of diamonds, king and 10.
You see next to Min Lai is Lee Watkinson, who's been under the radar today. And Min Lai actually looks like he's working undercover.
He makes the call. Now to Scotty Nguyen. Jack 9 of diamonds.
In the big blind.
It would cost Scotty 8,000 more to make the call, and indeed he does. 3 players to the flop.
I feel love, baby.
So Hachem leads with the ace right now, and he got the ace on the flop and takes the lead.
The others missed the flop, and nobody has a heart to go with that board.
Scotty first to act, he checks. Now to Joseph Hachem. 20,000 from Hachem. Min Lai gets out of the way.
2-9, baby.
Well, I don't have my Scotty to English dictionary with me at the moment, but I believe he's asking Hachem if Hachem has pocket 9s.
2 9s, put them in the muck.
Hachem says, if you got 2 9s, Scotty, put them in the muck. Boy, Hachem is talking like a world champion.
Well, Scotty had less than 2 9s.
He does fold.
Why you make me sweat for, man? You're never going to call.
2-9.
You're never going to play. Why you make me sweat
2-9, 9 hard, baby.
I had one in my hand.
Well, Hashem's telling the truth. And Scotty says, I'll take you down next time, world champ.
Don't look at me like that, Tito. You scare me when you look at me like that. Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? You are not a fluke like you won a tournament. You're not like Chris Moneymaker. That's what I'm thinking.
I wish Keto would show a little more kindness to Mr. Moneymaker.
He is a reason the fields have gotten so big. Doug Lee and Keto Fam fighting for the top spot. Hachem over 200,000. Max Pescatore is the short stack. Still 10 players left. 1 more to go. There's a good look at Max Pescatore with ace-4 offsuit.
It's not quite.
Sometimes an ace
250
will make you move, and indeed it does. Max goes all in with his last 22-5.
All out. Like
I just
the Aussies say.
And the Aussies next in line. Joseph Hachem with kings.
2250.
I'm all in.
And he is going to move all in.
Joe re-raises all in.
That is bad news for Max Pescatore.
Next in line is Lee Watkinson with pocket queens.
And it is a bad time to get pocket queens. And this would be for all his chips.
He has 120,000 chips. Hachem has him covered.
And how don't you play pocket queens?
Boy, especially for Lee, who has been quiet most of the day.
He's one of the tightest players at the table.
You should have folded like 10 minutes ago.
By tournament rule, Hashem's out of line there for telling Watkinson to fold.
You know what I got? Yep. What?
No, I can't
No, I
say.
can't say
There's
anything.
2 people in the
I
pot.
can't say anything.
Yeah, Hachem would be further out of line by giving away Watkinson's hand.
Watkinson, the veteran of 2 World Series of Poker final tables, does fold.
Boy, I want Lee Watkinson on my team. That's a 5-star laydown.
In that indeed. Jacks now for Min Lai. And Min Lai moves all in.
Boy, the queens were mucked, but Min Lai with a lot less chips than Watkinson will play as jacks.
You got queens. Yeah, you're right.
I know
you got queens, yeah?
Ace?
Hachem with a chance to knock out 2 players.
Queens, right?
Yeah, of course you got queens. What do you got?
You think these guys can't play? Hachem knew Watkinson had queens, and Watkinson was smart enough to realize his hand might be beat by aces or kings.
Min Lai and Max Pescatore in danger of being knocked out by the reigning world champ Joseph Hachem. who would become the chip leader if he wins the hand. 2-8-8, no help for either all-in player. And if they both get knocked out, Max walks away with no money because men began the hand with more chips.
And you know, Lon, if Hachem can walk in here and knock 2 players out in one hand, we might have to think about tightening immigration laws in this nation.
Turn card to come. Hachem, as is his wont, afraid to look. It's a 9 on the turn and still no hope for Max or Min on that board.
And for Max and Min, they're both down to needing 1 card and 1 card only.
We don't celebrate till we see
Pescatore, to stay alive, would need an ace.
Good luck, boys.
Min Lai, to stay alive, would need a jack.
I got 10 for you.
Now the river. It's a 3! And that makes it official. Max Pescatore and Min Lai eliminated in one fell swoop. Max Pescatore gets nothing for 10th place. Min Lai started the hand with more chips, finishes in 9th, and will win almost $38,000. But how about that? The world champion goes from one of the short stacks in this tournament to our chip leader. Can he win it all? We'll find out next time from Bally's Casino. For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. So long, everybody.